What up? This is Robert Ory.
Or three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right. Let's call it 167. It's the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brandon Harper. My name is Rob Jenners. That, of course, jamming. Fresh off an appearance of the Dan Patrick Show is our man, seven-time NBA champion, Robert Ory. What are you doing on Dan Patrick? Just talking finals?
Just talking finals. And then my stupid internet froze up on me.
Love it.
It was weird because he was asking me about who would I take, Shaq or Dream. I said, do I get to get Prime Shaq? Like the 2000 championship Shaq? If I get that one.
2-3 year window of Shaq, you know?
I'm taking that one. And then it was like, okay, Prime Shaq or Prime Tim. I'm like, ooh. Prime Shaq, Prime Tim or Prime Dream. Prime Dream. And then I had to explain to everybody in San Antonio. I said, everybody in San Antonio, they're going to hate me now. Because they think I'm hating on Tim.
Like they don't hate you enough.
I played with the both guys, and it's my choice. It's my choice. Not that they act like when I say Dream and Shaq was better than Tim, like I'm saying Tim was a bum. I'm not saying that. I just thought these two guys were better than Tim.
I think Tim's 5 rings may say otherwise. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So,
but then again, I tell everybody, Shaq has 4, Tim has 5. Hell, I got 7. That don't make me better than MJ.
No.
So it don't matter.
I'm starting to. Let me see how I'm going to put this. I'm starting to almost phase out, not completely, but phase out the number of rings in regards to who's better. Because I think it could get confusing for a lot of people.
Very confusing. Mm-hmm.
And that's a little bit of a murky type of thing. Because everybody who has more rings than somebody else, that does not mean that they're a better player than that person.
True.
Because there are so many different factors and dynamics that go into winning a title. Now, are there a lot of players who have won certain rings and they're better than guys who don't? Absolutely. But I'm not in that place of it's just a definitive, they got this many rings, they're better. Nah, it's a lot deeper than that. Because Tracy McGrady is better than some guys with rings.
A lot better. Yeah.
But I mean, like you're blowing up Shaq's default go-to defense. Then
I love the big fella.
And he goes, 4 rings, Chuck.
I love
4 rings.
But fortunate enough for Shaq is in the rare air of guys who, as boring and as dull as that argument gets with coming from him, he's in the rare air of guys who can make that statement knowing that he's still better than most of the guys, even with rings, and a ton of the guys without him. Yeah. So he's in a different stratosphere.
True.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing. I hear people like telling me, well, this guy has more rings. I said, you trying to say Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, all these guys were some bums because they don't have rings? And it's the stupidest debate ever. That's like saying, I'm going to take Chris Gent. I always play with Chris. Chris Gent was on our team for 5 days. He got a ring with the Rockets. Does that make him better than Charles Barkley? Hell no.
Not yet.
So they need to, that's like saying I'm the 9th best player ever to play this fucking game. And I know I'm not.
Well,
maybe the 12th,
I think
but not
what maybe the 12th, maybe top 15. I think too the knock when it comes to rings traditionally is if you're as good as Charles Barkley or as good as Patrick Ewing, how did you not will your team over the top? Now I know that's an invalid argument, but that seems to be the lead. Is if you were that good, you would have gotten them there.
One word for you: team. It's a fucking team sport. If this was tennis. And it was singles, not doubles, we could give you all the shit that we want. If this was track and field, we could talk shit about you, but it's a team sport. You think about how many guys. Let's go to the team. Let's go to the Warriors. They probably should have 5 rings now if Clay doesn't get hurt. Draymond doesn't get suspended. That happens in sports. It's a team sport. It was never no me or no I. It's a we sport.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like. I think when you had those type of discussions with people, I think you very quickly find out certain people's basketball IQ or sports IQ by what they tend to run to at the quickest. And I'm like, wait a minute. That don't end the conversation when it comes to certain players. Certain players, nah, we're gonna dig a little deeper. Did you watch the tape? Did you watch them play? Like, I understand their team may not have been the best situation, but them as an individual player, Allen Iverson as an individual player is a monster. He ran into Shaq and Kobe. He ran into a lot of teams that he just couldn't get over by himself. But the fact that he got that 76ers team to the finals with who they were.
Yeah.
And that's a great point right there. You have to look at the teammates he had and how much he had to put them on his back and carry them, and I think about, and what 2007, what LeBron had to do with that Cleveland team, it was almost like the AI team. And, it's not like you think about Detroit when they won a championship. Shit, they was fucking stacked. I'm not talking about Isaiah Thomas. I'm talking about Rasheed Wallace. They had 4 All-Stars.
Yeah,
Hamilton,
shit, we have guys, yeah.
Yeah, we had 4 All-Stars in LA. We got swept by by Utah. So it comes down to a team. It's not individuals, not individual time. It's about what the team is able to do at any given moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of teams, we got 2 that are sitting on their hands, waiting for. So Dallas closed out after we did last week's show. Dallas took care of business in Game 5, went on the road, got it done in Minnesota. Congratulations to the Mavericks. If I'm the Mavericks, though, I hate this time down because they've just been on a run. They've been hot. They've been finding a flow that's been working for them. I mean, they all but dismantled Minnesota. They were unstoppable at times. They just moved the ball at will. They scored at will. I would almost hate the stoppage of time that they have now. It's been a damn week. We've been off a week. We don't have the NBA Finals till Thursday still.
Hey, that's what happens when you schedule it thinking more teams are going to go longer instead of just, we're going to sit back and wait.
Yeah.
But no, it's weird, though. This helps the Celtics more than anybody because it gives Porzingas a chance to get healthy.
Well, he's back.
Yeah. And it hurts
today.
Dallas. It hurts Dallas more than anybody because we see what happens after a big win. Luka going to grab a beer and drink.
No, Michael Finley just took that beer right out of his hand.
Yeah, but when Mike turned his back, Luka probably like, hey, throw me another one, buddy.
Crack
he
me
did the
another
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Give me
Crack 2. Oh, we lost Rob. The internet crashed on him.
another one. But yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, I'm back.
Oh, he's
back.
back.
And the internet's been kind of cranky over here because they've been working on it. But yeah, and then you think about, we talk about Porzingas. Dallas needs Lively back because he brings a certain activity and, ability to get to the rim and, get extra shots. So that gives Lively a chance to get that neck right and get back.
Yeah. This is a guard series or a perimeter series, shall we say. I understand the big men will play a role as far as crashing the boards and seeing who can control the boards the best. But this is a perimeter series. This is a guard series. This is about who's, guards and forwards are going to show up consistently and how Boston is going to be able to, you're not going to be able to stop either one of them, but be able to handle and kind of contain Kyrie and Luka. Now, the thing that Boston has in their advantage is size on the perimeter. Like I can throw somebody at Luka. I can throw some bodies at Luka. Kyrie may be more of a handful just because of how quick he is. But I do believe that Boston does have about 3 or 4 guys from a defensive standpoint that I can throw at either one of those guys and give them different looks. And that's the advantage of Boston. And when it comes to their perimeter play, when you have, this is what you go get Drew Holiday for. This is why you have Jaylen Brown. This is why you have Jason Tatum. Even the Derek White, whose defense has stepped up a bit. This is why you have those type of guys for this type of moment.
You say whose defense has stepped up. He made all defensive teams.
He wasn't always. But he wasn't. When I mean stepped up, he wasn't always all defense.
Yeah, he's his thing. Before he cut his hair, he was a defensive player. We get so caught up on the threes and stuff. Yeah. But this year they got a really good team. He's been showing that he's been a great defensive player throughout his career because he wasn't. His story is one of the best stories. It's going to be talked about over and over in the finals because didn't get a chance to get a scholarship out of high school, grew 3 to 4 inches in college, and then in the league. So yeah. It's a good story. I think Drew Holiday is the biggest key. Who's he going to guard? I don't think he's big enough to guard Luka, so I know he's probably going to be on Kyrie. It's up to how Brown and White are able to stay in front of Luka, because Luka, he hits you with that big body and hits the step back and hits that, that travel three he does all the time. So
travel three.
So it's gonna be crucial. But at the end of the day, it's not about what it's not gonna be about Luka, Kyrie, Brown, and Tatum. It's gonna be about what those other three
PJ Washington
are able to come up to.
Derek Jackson Jr.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because Derek, man, I'm like, who in the hell is this guy? When did he come in and play this damn good?
Yeah.
He's always been athletic as hell, but he is playing his ass off defensively and shooting that three ball good from the corner. So I know I didn't think Dallas would get here. I thought Minnesota would be here, but I think Dallas wins the series.
I do too.
How many games?
It's gonna go 7. Yeah.
Oh,
I hate to say this, but NBA gonna make this motherfucker go 7.
So you got Dallas in 7.
Yeah, you got this whole week of games off.
You better earn some. We got to get some money back in the books here. I got
a lot of guys gonna make a lot of money.
I got Dallas in 6.
Dallas in 6. Yeah.
I don't know. I got and I might be dead ass wrong, but I got a feeling about the Mavericks.
I'm not sure which I'm leaning a little bit more towards Dallas, but I'm not sure just yet. I may have, and I know that sucks because our show is, we're doing our show now and not later, but I've been kind of going back and forth right now on this.
It's all right.
On this series.
At bharper90.
Yep.
On Twitter and I think it's Instagram. Put it out before game 1. Just put it out before game 1.
I'll definitely put it out before game 1.
Put it out before game 1. So, can I ask you guys one other question too before we move off the finals? Because there's not a ton to really get into yet, finals stuff. But is the Kyrie's return to Boston a real storyline, or is it just something that I think like the media is trying to make a storyline? And the reason I ask that is I feel like that's kind of we're 4 years removed from that now.
Something like that.
It's pretty far in the past. We've been through some ups and downs, pandemics and sit-outs and mental health breaks since all that stuff happened. And I feel like they're trying really hard to make Kyrie versus Boston a storyline.
I think people when it comes to the finals, any pivotal series, you're gonna find some type of storyline to run with, and Boston fans don't forget.
Yeah, I guess
they don't, even when he was in Brooklyn.
That I get though, because it was fresh off of Boston.
I understand.
Yeah,
but every place that he's gone, but it's just not that. He was, the middle finger.
It's me and you, by the way. Rob's gone.
It was just us. The middle finger running back down the court.
Stepping on the logo and all that shit.
Standing on the baseline, mocking people and stuff like that.
I get it.
Boston fans are not going to forget, and they're gonna use that as an edge to try to think they can get into his head. So any type of psychological thing that we can use to throw Kyrie off of his game, or let's see if we can do it, they're going to use it to their advantage.
And I'm not even saying the fans, because I know the fans don't. Right. I mean, we all know Boston fans don't forget. If I hear one more damn 28-3 meme with the Falcons, I'm going to freaking scream.
Right.
But I feel like the fans, sure, but I don't know if I feel like the media is leaning heavy on it.
Well, the media needs something.
Kyrie back in Boston. We got to have something to talk about.
Yeah,
right?
well, they have to have something to write about.
Got to be some controversy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what are we even doing?
Yeah, you got to have the outlets have to have something to write about. The stations have to have something to talk about.
Oh, Rob's back.
He's back.
And I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
They're working on the internet, like I said.
What does that mean? You say that all the time, working on the internet. Is there a fucking guy outside your garage with like a shovel and a pickaxe and digging up lines or something? What are they doing?
They built a house near me and they cut the line, and so they had to fix the line. So it's like I don't know what's going on, because it is what it is. You would think all the damn taxes I pay over in California
has
some good internet.
Yeah, make a call, man. Call your representative. Like, the hell are they doing cutting our internet out here?
Hey, I need to talk to the head of the HRA.
Oh, God. No, that's a whole nother. Don't even do that. Don't venture down that road. So we're trying to figure out
HOA. I said HRA. HOA.
Yeah, no, the NRA. No, don't do any of those things.
Hey, I'm fighting with the HRA now about my money, but now I'm in the HOA.
Who's the HRA?
Human Resource Association.
Oh, is this for the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. Oh, Rob's got money on the line. We were trying to figure out if the Kyrie versus Boston thing is an actual real storyline or just something fans are leaning on or something the media is trying to turn into.
We need content. Media needs content
That's really
during
all
the
it is,
final.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And you think about the last time Kyrie there with the sage and walking around the court.
Yeah, that's what Harper's just talking about, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but the crazy part is that was like you said, it was 4 years ago. He should be.
I think maybe that's my hang up with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're pretty far removed from it at this point.
But they still gonna boo the shit out of him. It don't matter.
Yeah, but like you said, it doesn't matter how long ago it was. It's content purposes.
Yeah.
Because you need something to talk about. It's not just about the X's and O's and the schemes on the floor. Storylines play a big role into people trying to come up with possible advantages on how to get their team over the top.
Well, we're going to talk about that when it comes to the WNBA in a few minutes.
Yeah. It's weird. I remember when my first trip to the finals, everybody wanted to talk about the trade between, that happened with me and Sean Elliott. And I stood up. It's like, yo, I yelled out across the arena, yo, if anybody want to ask me about the fucking Sean Elliott trade, come over here now because I'm not going to keep answering these damn questions. Because, you have like all these stations.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to say something.
With one reporter come to you, he'll ask this question, then 20 minutes later, another reporter come to you and ask the same damn question. Like, yo, I just answered that shit, man. So everybody like, this dude crazy.
Man, that is
I'm not asking this shit again, man. I'm tired of answering the same damn question.
All right, well, the NBA Finals tip off on Thursday. What?
I said Thursday.
I can't. Honestly, hard for me to believe we've sat on our hands for a freaking week waiting for the first NBA Finals game. It's just such a weird thing that it happened the way it happened. A sweep and then a gentleman's sweep, and man, the NBA's got to be pissed. Could we have at least gotten to Game 6? At least. All right, listen, before we get to the WNBA, I've got to thank our friends at BetterHelp. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And Rob, I want you to say it with me. It's okay to not be okay. Like, that's an okay thing, right? We're not all like bottled up emotionally and ready to pop and scream. And it's always okay to reach out for help, and that's why we really like our friends at BetterHelp.
Yeah, for me, if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. And remember, there is never anything wrong with asking for help.
No, and I was thinking about, we're thinking about our friends at BetterHelp. I was thinking about Grayson Allen, the PGA golfer, who very sadly a couple weeks ago took his own life because he's been struggling and he had a lot of stuff that he was trying to work through. So, it's I think we get in this thing, especially in like guys sports, where it's like, we don't ask for help. We just bite our bottom lip and we get through it. And it's like, dude, there's no shame in asking for help. So reach out to our friends at BetterHelp. Take a moment, visit betterhelp.com/BigShotBob today. We'll give you 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BigShotBob. Where do you want to go with the WNBA stuff? Because, my goodness, I first take melted down yesterday, and then tried to right the ship today. I have tons
I didn't watch.
Okay, I'm going to play some of the audio then for you, just so we have some context. So it started with the Caitlin Clark hit Kennedy Carter, clocked her after the play was over. Gave her a nice good shove to the floor. I don't think it was anything that we haven't ever seen in the NBA.
And you'll see it again.
and the WNBA too. The WNBA has been chippy for a long time, so I don't think that there was anything that was just so. It's just because all this focuses on her that it became look what we're doing. So then the storyline became the WNBA hates Caitlin Clark. I'm like, So
stop it.
The minute that this starts, though, it gets the media steamrolling on a topic. And then largely what we're seeing, too, is a lot of people that don't follow the WNBA coming out of pocket a little bit and trying to make opinions and assumptions and things about the that they don't really know a ton about. Now, I will put my hand up and go, I have not watched a lot of WNBA basketball. I really have not. I've watched more probably this year than I think any year previous. And I think a lot of it is because of what we talked about in the Open, storylines, right? You give me a storyline. Give me the Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark and who's going to come out on top. That's a storyline I can get behind. So let's start with Matt Barnes, actually, because I want to get your take on Matt Barnes here.
Yeah.
So Matt Barnes came out after the Clark thing, and he said this.
My issue and my question is, where the fuck are her teammates at? Where y'all at? Where the rest of the Indiana Fever at? I've seen a couple girls smirk when she's got knocked down, half-assed to pick her up. Like, y'all supposed to protect the asset, protect the star. And all this is the team. She's the star. You always protect your star. I was someone who protected the stars. You fuck with Kobe, CP, Blake, list goes on. It's going to be a problem because you guys are supposed to be a family. And you wonder why you sit at the bottom of the league right now is because y'all don't protect each other, man. Coach don't do shit about it. Players don't do shit about it. Y'all should be ashamed of it. But the rest of the league is going to continue to test her. And that's what they're supposed to do. It's your guys' fucking job to have her back and have each other's back. Got to do better, ladies.
All right. Thoughts on Matt Barnes?
You know, you always have to protect your player. It doesn't matter if it's a star player, you know, the guy who's ninth off the bench. You protect your players. And for me, anytime a player gets hit, you know, back in the day, you're like, oh, bring him off a screen, bring him this way. I remember some moment where someone got me and coach tried to sub me. I'm like, fuck you, coach, I'm staying in because I'm about to get this motherfucker back. And sometimes when your teammates don't want to take care, you got to take care of yourself. You know, let them know right now you ain't going to take no shit. You know, I have this saying, you know, champions don't take no shit. And that's what you have, you know, and winners don't take no shit. You have to do that. You know, look, it says winners don't take no shit. You have to do it.
Oh, you have customized pencils for this? I even got a pencil customized. And
someone gave me that because they heard me say that.
I love that, though.
At the end of the day, man, she has to take care of herself, and sometimes you don't want to bring shit on you. You know, Caitlin Clark, people don't know this, but she talk a lot of shit.
Oh, she talks a lot of shit.
You know, she has a lot of antics on the court, so you know everybody ain't gonna just sit back and take this. So when you know your teammates don't come to your help, you know, do it yourself.
Yeah, I think this whole dynamic, is very layered.
Very. Yeah.
It's so layered. And I know we'll get into the first take squabble from yesterday in a second. I do think, you know, you look out for your teammates. But I think the bigger picture of all of this is what I'm having an issue with, because a lot of people in the media act like multiple things can't be right at the same time.
Right, you're absolutely right.
From the standpoint of,
you're absolutely right.
Yes, Caitlin Clark has brought up a lot of attention to women's college basketball and even the pro ranks. We have seen more people at games. We have seen more TV viewership. We have seen more of all of this than any other time we had before in all the existence of women's sports. Angel Reese, too, because this is an Angel Reese thing as well, because this wasn't just Caitlin Clark. It was also Angel Reese at LSU when they went head-to-head is what also brought the viewership.
All this shit and all that stuff, yeah.
So this is all true. And you can salute Caitlin Clark for what she's done for the game, and you can appreciate her for what she's done for the game. On the flip side, when she laces them up and she touches the floor, I don't have to bow down to you. You have to earn your keep just like every rookie, just like every past rookie. Hell, they didn't treat Candace Parker the greatest when she was a rookie when she came into the league.
She got slammed a few
times.
Not at all. Yeah.
So I understand maybe
she got choke slammed.
Maybe her fame wasn't as big as Caitlin's coming into the league now because of everything that she's helped create. But at the same time, do I think there are some women in the league who may feel away? Sure, maybe a few. Folks be jealous. Folks be upset. Folks be mad. It's a people thing.
That's across the bar, though.
Right.
And no matter what sport it is, it's going to be across the bar. It's some haters.
And whether they admit it or not, people be jealous. People be mad. Okay, cool. Do I think that's the overwhelming majority? No. We have to be able to learn how to, on one end, salute her for what she did, but then also understand that ain't nobody just going to lay a red carpet down at her feet and give her a way to the basket for her to just do everything because she is this savior to this league. No, she going to have to earn her keep just like everybody else. I'm not saying that she should be cheap-shotted. I'm not saying that folks should just be blindsiding her and doing whatever they want to do because those aren't basketball plays. But then at the same time, thinking that one incident is just indicative of the entire WNBA.
Oh, no, of course
that ain't it.
No.
That's my issue.
Okay, and here in the discourse of this, I saw people like they were looking mainly at the Kennedy Carter hit, going, this was just ugly. She charged up to her after the play was over, shoulder checked her, knocked her to the ground. Was it pretty? Not at all. Have we seen worse in the NBA?
Sure.
Someone goes, oh yeah, I saw some freaking guy who used to play for the Spurs back in the day send Steve Nash into the boards 100 miles an hour in the middle of a playoff game. Robert Horry. Shoulder check Steve Nash, the most valuable player, and send his ass flying straight into the freaking
Because
scorer's table.
first of all, his ass deserved MVP that year.
That's not why you sent someone into the scorer's table, bud.
And plus, all, let the refs know you want to call a foul. This is a fucking foul.
This is a foul.
It's a playoff,
But
damn it.
we've seen worse. So, all right. So, all right, where do we want to go next? All right, we'll go to first take. Monica McNutt was on with Stephen A. and Shannon and Molly. And by now, I'm sure you've probably seen the memes of Stephen A.'s face where he's just like, she basically, all right, this is a little long. I'm going to play because I want to play the whole confrontation for context. So it's about 2 minutes. But this is kind of how it went down. Stephen was kind of a little upset that, well, because this is women's sports, we have to watch what we say. And then him and Monica McNutt get it.
And because we bring that up and talk about what potentially might get in their way, which we do to men all the time, now we got to sit up here and watch every syllable. I resent that, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, so let me. I know we got to go to break. Welcome to the world of being a woman, Stephen A., and how you have to dance about your word choice and you have to please everybody and anybody as you navigate your being. We are talking about the world's greatest.
How about being a black man?
Being black. Hold on 1 second.
Have you?
So this is what I'm saying to y'all though, and I know we got to go to break, and we didn't necessarily go there. Maybe we should. There are so many layers in this conversation around the way that it's being discussed. When you no. And yes, Shannon, I know y'all are gonna say and Stephen A., I know you just shared that you have talked about the WNBA on your program too. You guys may not have said everybody, but the prevailing sentiment for folks that are just joining the WNBA and following women's sports is unfair to the women of this league, to your point, who have laid the groundwork for Caitlin Clark to come in and now take it to the next level. That's all I'm saying in these conversations. Kennedy Carter's behavior is not indicative of the entire league. We are still talking about competition where you are allowed to get a little extra elbow in if you are competing and you do it within the parameters of the game. The game is physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
All right.
Who talks about the WNBA? Who talks about women? Who talk about women's sports more than First Take?
Stephen A., respectfully, with your platform, you could have been doing this 3 years ago if you wanted to.
Wow.
All right, we got to go to you guys.
So did you say
you're my guy, but
who does more than
Stephen
us?
I'm talking to you.
Wow.
Don't do that. I'm talking to you about the power that you have.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
All right, let's.
You're my guy, but I'm talking to you.
I got it.
Guys, I really appreciate.
You're my girl, but you've missed a lot of episodes of First Take. You missed a lot.
Stephen A., 3 years ago, you would not talk about the W at this level. Don't do that.
Guys.
Nobody was, Monica. You making Stephen A. point, Monica. You making Stephen A. point.
Please let me do my job. Please let me do my job. We've gone for 40 minutes straight. It was a riveting discussion. I have to get into commercial break.
God bless Molly for just like, hold on, guys, stop this bullshit.
Like, Molly earned her money that day.
I wanted to play. She really did. I wanted to play the whole thing just because that was sort of where it started to turn.
Yeah.
And she kind of called out Stephen A. little bit. Said, you could have been doing this 3 years ago. Why now? Well, I mean, now there's a storyline behind it. The media is going to fuel it. I heard Al Duncan say yesterday, we have metrics that show us what people are engaged in based on how long they watch and when they turn the channel off and all that other shit. So it's like if you're talking WNBA without a storyline behind it that people are invested in, no one's going to listen. No one's going to watch. ESPN's ratings will go down. First Take will suffer. He can't just take the platform and go, this is what I want to do with it, even if you guys don't care. They are hypersensitive to the fact that they have to talk about the things that people are interested in. And because this is now a big storyline for the WNBA, and it has blown up all over the place, now they can get into the guts of this conversation.
Yeah, I agree with the overwhelming majority of what Monica McNutt said. And because, look, She really echoed a lot. I mean, I really echoed a lot of what she said, and we just talked about it a few minutes ago, saying that you can appreciate everything Caitlin Clark has done without babying her. And I think that's what a lot of people are wanting, because Stephen A's point is protecting the money, protecting the one who got you there, protecting this and protecting that. Well, I mean, in this league, it is a physical league. Like, people are going to get knocked down. Number one picks are going to get knocked down. You know, star players are going to get knocked down. Unless somebody's taking you and throwing you up into the stands and punching you dead in your face or consistently taking cheap shots at you, this is a game where you're going to run into a little bit of contact. Now, at the same time, you know, like you said, there are storylines behind things. And we all know sports shows talk about things that are popular, that have ratings, and are going to get them views. Most sports stations were not talking about the WNBA. Heck, there were a lot outside of the WNBA shows. There were a lot of women analysts that weren't talking WNBA. Yep. And so, even though I do agree that with Stephen A's power, he definitely could have been talking about this before. I mean, most of the sports world was not discussing it until we had to. Most people, Rob, just think about this. The NBA goes much further back than 1979. But the NBA was at risk of losing who it really was until Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came about. No one cared about the aspect of the NBA as a whole until those two men turned the tide around, because the NBA, they talked about it, the NBA was going to be an afterthought. Nobody cared about the NBA. And then Magic and Bird came about. And that's why they're probably the two most important guys in NBA history, because of not of what they did on the floor, but because of what they turned the NBA into. To save a corporation and turn it to a multi-billion-dollar corporation and what it is today, you got to go back to 1979. It started somewhere. So I look at Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese as the women version of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, just for what they're doing for their respective leagues. That's all I gotta say about that.
You know, for me, I just wish, a lot of this has to do with, the media coverage now. Yeah. With the social media aspect, and everybody's able to see people. You think about, let's take a girl like Taurasi. Mm-hmm. Taurasi is the baddest girl to probably ever play this game, hurling Cheryl Swoops. Think about if they were in college at the era that she was now. We'll be further along than we are with the WNBA, because I had to convince Christian one time. I said, man, let me tell you something, boy. These girls can play just because they ain't dunking and getting you excited. They still got a skill set like no other. I guarantee you, he's like, oh, I'll D1 up. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, these girls can play. And now that, the coverage is a little bit better, he's able to watch. He's like, okay, these young ladies can play. And I think overall, we always want to protect the future. You think about it, we did it with MJ. We changed the rules for MJ to protect him. Mm-hmm. Change the rules so the game be a little bit smoother. And I think, things are done to protect, but there's nothing to protect Caitlin right now, because she's going to get all this. You think about this. If I took a stick, which is Caitlin, and I poke everybody every day with the same stick, it's going to get frustrating. So when you get those questions, the stick is the question about Caitlin. Players don't want to keep fucking answering questions about another player on another fucking team, because they have a job to do. Their job is to try to win games for their team. Yeah. I'm not answering no fucking questions about Caitlin. So it's going to get frustrating. And so the media and players and everybody understand, that's why I'm like, okay, if you ain't on my fucking team, we ain't talking about that person. Yeah. But did Caitlin do something great for you? Yeah, she did something great for her. Move on. I've answered it once. I'm not fucking answering it again. Right. And I think a lot of these players, that's where the frustrations come from, that every time they come up, they got to answer a question about Caitlin and whoever it may be. And that's the thing that, the media, I know they have to do their job, but don't keep asking the players the same question about what's the impact of Caitlin Clark. We know what the fucking impact is. Look at our media rate. We got private planes now. That's the fucking impact.
And the problem also is you're wanting players to consistently do in the moment what most people do when it's all said and done. when it's all said and done and a lot of these girls in this era retire and they sit down and Caitlin Clark is at the end of her reign and she sits down to whatever she accomplishes in this league, it's then okay to really look back and say, man, look at what she did. Look how great, look how she changed.
We're bad at that these days.
Yeah, but we want women in the heat of competition, even though they've given her flowers, to consistently always give the flowers when you're in the heat of battle. No. Okay, cool. I can salute you for what you've done, but I'm still in the heat of battle. I'm still playing. You're not wearing my jersey. I see you as competition. I can respect you for what you did in every other realm of our game. But when, like I said, when you lace them up and we on the court, I'm trying to, not literally, figuratively, take your head off. Because that's competition.
Well, in some cases, literally.
Well, in some cases. We don't want that to happen. We want it to do within the parameters of the game and good sportsmanship. But at the same time, what we're wanting people to marvel and just praise as if she's about to leave the league. Like she's been in the league 20 years.
This was her last season, the way that they cover her. Like, oh, it's the end of the Caitlin Clark era. I'm like, no.
Yeah, this isn't a documentary.
Look, I will tell you, though, it's the most we've ever talked about the WNBA in the show. It's the most I've ever seen a show like First Take talk about the WNBA.
But these are the things that are needed.
Right. You have to have a storyline, and I get that the media fuels the storyline, but to Rob's point, the storyline fuels the players to get more pissed off about Caitlin Clark because she's getting all the freaking attention.
But like I said, and it goes back to my NBA point, the NBA was the same way. It was just almost 50 years ago. Right. We go back to this with Larry and Magic.
Yeah, but this day and age is just so different.
I understand that, but there's nothing new under the sun. So what has been done done now has been done before. It just looks different from the standpoint of technology and media, but this is not very much different than what we've seen in other situations. It's just that we forget it because it's just been so long ago.
Yeah.
Man. Good conversation, though. I like it.
I need to call up Cheryl Swoops and get her on this thing. Let her talk about it.
You know who you need to call?
One of the baddest girl ever. Don't you say it.
Cheryl Swoops.
She's busy.
You know who
she's
else?
She's busy coaching the champion.
Who else you talking about calling?
Dawn.
Staley.
Yeah, you got to call Dawn.
Yeah. We're having this conversation, or can we get a hold of Carrie Champion or somebody?
I reached out to Carrie. She's tough to nail down.
Yeah,
these days, but
it'd be the perfect time to have the ladies.
WNBA is, I've always enjoyed it, because I grew up in that comics era where they was beating everybody. It was Cynthia Cooper and that crew. So I've always loved the WNBA. So it's no big thing to me right now.
No, I know, but it's. I think that for the longest time we've needed something to get it into the mainstream. And if this is what it takes, then this is what it takes. And I hate that there's people in the league, there are women in this league, that are not going to like that it took Caitlin Clark to get them into the mainstream media conversation. And if you got to take a few extra shots at her, you got her on the floor, man.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Here's the thing about it. I think they're happy with that, but I think they get frustrated with the fact that they think that she's the only good player in this league. And I think the fact that when, see people, when they see the hip check, they don't see how Caitlin was talking shit to her before that happened.
Oh, there's plenty of there's plenty of footage.
That's my whole point right there.
Caitlin running her mouth out there.
You don't poke the bear. And you got saying, Caitlin, you already not like. We like you, but we hate you at the same time.
Yeah.
So you don't poke the bear, especially of certain people. That'd be like me saying, I'm gonna go over here and punch Ron Artest in the side and not expect him to throw my ass on the floor. I'm gonna go over here and body check Charles Oakley and not expect to get knocked into the stands.
These days Ron is a lot calmer, but I would not fuck with Charles. Still to this day, I wouldn't go after Charles.
Yeah. And that's the thing you got to understand. There is a memo that you get from your teammate saying, you don't mess with this one, you don't mess with this one, you don't mess with this. Like the guy from the Indiana Pacers. Everybody says, I don't know his name, but they say, we ain't fighting him because he's a fucking black belt. They ain't gonna fucking fight him. There's certain people you don't fuck with. And this Caitlin, you just got to know who not to talk shit to and who you can talk shit to.
And it comes with the territory. Look, not all number one picks are created equal. Wemby being taken number one is not the same as Anthony Bennett being taken number one. You know what I'm saying? Shaq being taken number one, ain't the same as Markelle Fultz being taken number one. It's all number one picks are not created equal, but when you get on the floor, and that ball tips off, people know who the top picks were. People know who they're trying to go at. People know where you were drafted. People have heard the media talk about you, and they're going to go at you.
They don't need the media to talk about it. They saw the board when it came out.
They saw it.
He was number one. Like, I can tell you, everybody was drafted in front of me, but
we've had that conversation with everybody. Yeah. All right, well, one last piece of audio. We'll move on from the WNBA conversation. It came from Pat McAfee's show.
Oh,
I only wanted to play this because I was like, bro, what?
What the WNBA currently has is what we like to describe as a cash cow. There is a superstar. And we're not saying that the players on the court need to act any differently. That's the athletes are going to do what athletes are going to do in any sport. And I think we're all learning that WNBA, that's old school football, baby. That is old school football. But I would like the media people that continue to say, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. There's one white bitch for the Indiana team who is a superstar.
Oh, dude, had me making a point, and then he went to.
There's one white bitch.
I mean, oh, buddy.
It's look. I get context.
Now, by the way, ESPN has let a lot of people go to pay Pat McAfee about $17 million a year to do that show. You need to be better. You need to be a little bit better than that, fella.
Way better than that, because I'm like you know that you just don't say that white bitch.
No.
You know.
Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not gonna lie to you. I am not gonna lie to you. I almost did a game this week on the show called That White Bitch, and I didn't do it. I took it. I took it higher class. I went black crime, white crime. So we'll play black.
I'll
crime,
put it to you like this, man. You. Even within the realm of context, because I understood the context in which he was saying it, you can't. Because I think in that moment, to be honest, I'm gonna tell you what it is. He was flexing his muscle in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
He was flexing a lot of his power.
See, he didn't do the black thing. So if you said, now they got that bad white bitch, it's a difference in how you say it.
Okay.
you know, so if he said they got that bad white bitch, they'd be like, oh yeah, that's a bad bitch, and it's like,
okay.
It's like a compliment. The way he said it was like, hold on now.
Yeah.
Just said some shit you supposed to say behind closed doors, but don't supposed to say behind closed doors. So
he wasn't supposed to say it at all, just for the simple fact that regardless, because I know some people who do understand the context of what he was saying. I got the context, but I also knew that
it wasn't framed up very well.
ESPN is not going to let that fly.
No, you didn't frame that one up too well. A few more things we absolutely have to get to before we play black crime and white crime. How long is this Lakers coaching search going to go on? It is absolutely mind-boggling to me that we are still doing this.
It's over.
Is it?
The search is over. Yeah, that search is over.
Who's it going to be? Is it going to be JJ?
It's going to be JJ Redick. The reason I think this could. The reason I think that, because you think about this, JJ Redick is still doing television, right? Mm-hmm. In order to take some of the pressure off him, they're like, "Oh, we're not going to announce it till your season's over, me and your TV season," and that way he don't have to answer the questions.
So after the NBA Finals, basically.
So after the NBA Finals, I guarantee you, that's because you think about it. This is the Lakers. You got the fucking draft coming up. You should have a coach in the system.
Head coach, right?
Yeah, you don't have a staff, a coaching staff.
You ain't had one for a month.
Is the most important thing when it comes to having a head coach, and for me, you got to look back and say, okay, there are a lot of, like, if it was Borrego, let's say it was Borrego or Sam.
No, see, if you're going to hire Borrego, you'd have hired him by now.
Yeah, you'd have hired him by now. So all signs point to JJ, which is going to be this to me, it's just, I can't say it's going to be a bad decision because you never know what players are going to get in the team, because the players will make a coach. Because you look at how, Steve, he won his first championship in Golden State. He had all the fucking perfect players who would mature and learn from the past season in the playoffs and was ready for this upcoming season. So who knows? If he gets some good picks, or I don't know about the pick, but that's 17th pick.
Do you have a pick? Yeah.
Yeah, they have a pick because New Orleans said, no, this is the worst draft ever. Y'all keep that bullshit.
Y'all can hang on to that one. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, so it's JJ, man. It's JJ.
All right. It's just wild to me that it's still going on a month later. I do want to get to audio of the week before we give out our big shot of the week.
Pat McAfee wasn't audio of the week?
No, Pat McAfee was not audio of the week. He was not, and you're going to appreciate why in a minute. Now, I'm going to plead ignorance here. I did not know that the Black Panthers were still a thing. Like, I thought that was something of, like, the 60s and the 70s, but yet we have them still. The new Black Panther Party is still a thing. So there was a story out of Houston this week. A former elementary school teacher in Houston admitted to filming racy videos for her ex-boyfriend while she was alone on school grounds. This was at Adrian Matthews Gray Elementary School. The videos, she's in the middle of a breakup, so her ex-boyfriend made the videos public. So she's been fired because she's filming all these videos of her grabbing on herself and doing stuff, and while inside the school.
Was she naked?
She was naked.
Ooh.
She was naked, but it wasn't an attractive naked. Let's just say that. Wasn't the kind of naked you go looking for on the internet. Well, to speak out against it, we have brother Quanell X Epps, who is a community activist and leader of the new Black Panther Nation.
Yeah, I know Quanell.
You know Quanell. Okay. Quanell got behind a microphone and broke it down for everybody.
Now we got a teacher in the classroom on school hours, stripping down butt naked, bending over and showing everything on the video, and all you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair. This is a disgrace and a shame that this is the type of educator and teacher that is in the classroom. And she made multiple videos. This woman obviously had lost her damn mind. She needs psychotropic medication. She pulls out her breasts and she's juggling them. Look like she's about to fall over. Then she bends over and pulls down her panties. Spreads her cheeks. I'm not lying. I'm telling you what's on the video. Spreads her cheeks. This is madness.
Wow. For starters, I love him. Holy cow. Just
cellulite hanging in pubic hair.
I've never heard a man sound so eloquent when talking about pubic hair.
You know, he is a very popular figure in Houston. I've been knowing him for a while now. Well, we don't have each other's number, nothing like that. So, but he's very strong in the Black community.
Yes, very well spoken. Yeah. I mean,
very well spoken, highly educated.
Has a great point, but I love that he got into all the lewd details, man. That just made me. And just when he says
pennies,
pennies, he's so good, man. He's so
that's
good.
That's the best audio for we had.
It really is, dude. It really is.
This is madness.
It is madness. That's what I'm screaming, Quanell. Brother Quanell X from Houston. There you go. Breaking down the
H-Town, baby.
The lewd teacher in the elementary school. Panties. Where is it? One more time.
Panties.
I love him. All right, let's do big shot of the week.
Brother Quanell.
Oh man, dude, he was great. All right, big shot of the week is going to go to Shirley Smith of Americus,
elementary
Georgia.
teacher.
No, she's not an elementary school teacher. She graduated from high school last month. 67 years after her original graduation date. She's 85 years old.
Wow.
She dropped out of school because her dad was a tobacco farmer. She was helping work on the farm, provide for all the kids in the family. Life, of course, gets away from you. And she's a churchgoer. She works in her community, and she's telling all these stories at her 85th birthday. And Eric Finch, who's the chief of police for the Montezuma Police Department, heard the story and granted her an honorary diploma, so she got to put on a cap and a gown.
That's what's up.
At 85 years old and graduate from high school in Americus, Georgia. I thought that was freaking awesome. I saw the story the other day online. I was like, that is dope. So big shout of the week to everybody involved there. Shirley and to the police chief, because that was cool.
I said big ups to the police chief for knowing his community and going out to a person who's, gives back to the community. Let me do this for you. So congrats to everybody involved, like you said.
Yeah, that was really cool, man. That was very cool. All right, you ready for black crime or white crime?
Pennies!
I guess we are. All right, here it goes. We got 7 stories. It is your job to tell me if the offender was African American or Caucasian. You cannot say white bitch.
Damn it, that's the first thing I was going to say. Oh, that's a white bitch.
That's a white bitch. You can't just say this white bitch.
That's the first thing I was
Even though that was
bitch.
really real. It was this morning even. I was like, should I do the white bitch game? I'm like, nah, I'll stay away from it. All right. Story number 1. A teenager is accused of allegedly toppling over a porta potty in New Hampshire Park when his mother and 4-year-old sister inside of it. Witnesses told the police that the man had been arguing with his mother near the porta potty until she went in to assist her daughter. So the teenager who toppled over a porta potty, covering his mother and sister in porta potty filthiness.
White.
White guy, black guy.
Because if it's I say white. Because I know if it's a brother, he dying tomorrow or that day.
There's one white bitch.
Yeah, no, yeah. Aiden Stutter, an 18-year-old white kid. Yeah, no, oh boy.
Hey, there ain't a brother alive that would have his mom in a porta potty and push it over.
No way. As I was typing up the story, I'm like, they're going to get this one easy. I'll put it first. Because if the story didn't end with he was later murdered, then we know it was a white guy. We know it was a white guy. All right, story number 2. A good attorney will have your back, which doesn't necessarily include sneaking narcotics into the facility where you're incarcerated. That's exactly what this lawyer is accused of doing. He took illegal drugs into an inmate's into Texas's largest county jail. The man was arrested Friday when he showed up at the Harris County Jail for a prisoner visit with dozens of pieces of paperwork that were laced with illicit drugs. So he laced his paperwork with drugs to get it into the jail and hand it off to the inmates. And they couldn't figure out where all the drugs were coming from, and then they finally figured it out.
And this is his lawyer,
the attorney, white guy, black guy.
Black.
I could really see us doing some stuff like that. I could. I could see, just to kind of help him, pass by some time.
But the funny part, we know how hard it is for a brother to get into a position of power like that, so you might want to say a white guy.
Nah, I'm gonna say.
But I'm gonna stick with a brother.
Some about it says black too. I'm gonna say black.
All right, this was 77-year-old Ronald Henry Lewis, black guy. Hey, I'll point for both.
Oh, he's 77? No wonder. He don't give a shit. He's 77. He don't give a shit.
Go ahead, put me in jail. Whatever. All
I
right,
got about 3 more good years.
All right, good job. All right, story number 3. A Detroit man has been accused of having sex with an abandoned couch. The human furniture coupling was interrupted earlier this month when an off-duty cop was out jogging late one night past the yellow couch, which had been left out on the curb. The man appeared to be having sex with another person, but upon further investigation, he was not. He was humping the couch. So, dude arrested for humping a couch that was left out on the curb. Black guy, white guy.
Detroit is black.
It's white people in Detroit. I'm gonna say white. Cause that's dry humping a couch is wild.
This is a 46-year-old Gerard Streeter.
There's one white bitch.
No, it was a white bitch.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a white bitch. Yeah.
Gerard?
Gerard Streeter.
Gerard, wow.
Yeah, Gerard Streeter.
I thought I had that with the Gerard.
I thought you did too.
Nah.
Hey, I just thought, like, most time it would be a black person going to jail. White guy, like, he just crazy. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Put it back in your pants. Keep it walking there. All right, story number 4. Police had no idea who carried out a cinematic heist in Queens, New York, at a Pay-O-Matic store because the thieves were dressed as cops and wearing high-quality Hollywood masks. How did they get caught? Well, investigators tracked down the disguises to the prop shop that made them, who then turned over an email from the alleged robbers. Quote, "I'm sending this message to say I'm extremely pleased with the CFX work done on the masks we bought. The realism is incredible. Thank you so much for your work." They were foiled by being polite and sending a note to say thanks for that. So they sort of reverse engineered it.
Yeah.
Found both of them.
Yeah, I'm going white on this.
Okay, everybody's going white.
I'm going white.
Eddie Byam and Akib Monteslav, black guys.
Whoa.
Both of them. Man. And Mama raised them right, though. I mean, not the Robin thing, but the being polite thing. No, not the Robin thing. No, the being polite thing. Yeah.
Queens.
Yeah.
Okay, Queens.
If you're going to rob somebody, you better be nice about it. So,
okay.
I got popped. Queens, New York. All right.
First of all, it's like cinematic. I'm like, okay. Then they sent an email. That's all white folk shit, man.
Well, look, that's the crux of the game, man. You got to listen to the clues, John. It's Queens, New York. All right. Story number 5. A group of would-be carjackers were forced to flee without a Porsche that they were trying to carjack once they discovered it was a manual transmission and they didn't know how to drive stick. The car's owner was outside a business in Baltimore when the group approached and demanded his keys. They pistol whipped him with a gun, but after they saw it's a stiff shift, they ended up escaping the scene in another vehicle. They're still being sought. Were the perpetrators African American or Caucasian?
That's some NS.
Shut up, bro.
You ain't got to say that. No, I got you. Yeah. You ain't got to say that.
I'm saying black.
The longer this goes on, the more I wish I would have done the white bitch game because
That's black.
Lord, my people.
I got news for you, man. I can't drive a stick though.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's not.
It's
I used to be able to know how to drive a stick, but I can't.
There's
no racial lines.
I'm gonna say black.
You're both right. This is black folks. I got nothing for you. Even though I tried to debate you on it.
I know how to drive a Tiptronic, but that's easy.
No, I don't know that. No, I don't know.
You know what a Tiptronic is? That's like in the Ferraris now.
Yeah, they got the little,
shift.
Oh, that's like yeah. I've seen that. They have that now in a lot of the like Volvos and Audis and stuff. They have like the automatic.
Every car had,
that little flip shift thing they have now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do that either. Just give me a manual. Give me an automatic transmission. I'm good. Yep. That's all I need. An armed robbery this week at a South Carolina convenience store apparently wasn't as armed as the clerk thought. CNN reports that the incident at a Quick Stop, where a man pointed to a gun in his waistband and ordered the clerk to hand over whatever cash was in the register, turned out it was a fake gun used to play the Nintendo video game Duck Hunt.
I remember that game.
Spray painted black. He was charged with armed robbery with a deadly weapon and petty larceny of less than $2,000. How can you be charged with armed robbery if you robbed a Quick Stop with a Nintendo Duck Hunt shooter?
Because
he wasn't armed.
Well, apparently, it looked like he was.
Yeah, maybe it's the intention.
It's the intention.
Okay, yeah. The pretending to be
South Kakalaki, huh?
Yeah, South
Carolina. What city in South Carolina?
What's that?
What city in South Carolina?
It didn't say. It just said South Carolina. I know you're from South Carolina, so you're gonna try and you're gonna try and gerrymander this thing. I got you. Yeah, that's fine. What district did he live in? Who did he vote for? Rob knows. Yeah.
He had to be an older Jim if he played Duck Hunt.
Yeah, if you got a Nintendo Duck Hunt gun, you're not a young man. Yeah, you're not a young man.
I'm gonna say white.
Okay.
That does sound like some white folk shit. But I'm gonna go off the rails and say black.
Wow. All right. Your winner?
There's one white bitch.
Oh yeah, no, it was a white guy. Yeah, It was a white guy. Good job. All right, last question. Here we go. It's the rarest of crimes, a hot pocket shooting. Police say a 64-year-old man shot his roommate in the rear for eating his last hot pocket. The roommate says he tried to fight back. He was trying to leave when the man retrieved a gun from the house and shot him in the ass.
He shot me in the ass.
He shot me in my ass over a hot pocket. Black guy, white guy.
I'm gonna say
64-year-old man.
No, I'm gonna tell you why I think. I'm gonna tell you why I think. And I think this could go either way, but I'm gonna tell you why I think this is black.
Okay.
Sometimes, especially with us, like if we've been at work, I don't know if this man was at work, but if you know you got something in the fridge or in the freezer or whatever that you remember that you had, and your mind been on it all day, and you can't wait to get home, whether it be a drink, whether it be some food. Well, I know they got some leftover. Well, I can't wait. Matter of fact, your day done got better.
Yeah.
To come home and find out that a roommate or somebody else has eaten it and taken it, it will piss you off. So I think this is a black crime, and I think he was so pissed off because he was so looking for it that he went to go get a gun and he shot him. I
will tell you that idea transcends racial barriers.
I think so too.
Okay, because there's been many a day where I've been like, we got leftover chicken. I'm going home to eat the chicken. And then I found out my freaking leech of a son who lives in my basement ate all my chicken. I'm not happy. I'm not shooting him. Not shooting him. Maybe the ass, but
Yeah, but this may not have been the first time this happened.
So, is you saying black or white?
He's saying black.
Black folks, I know. Black folks have eaten Hot Pockets. They like Hot Pockets too, especially when they ain't got
We
nothing
are
else
drawing
left.
a lot of racial divides here that I'm not comfortable with. All right, I love a Hot Pocket.
I'm gonna go out on there. I'm gonna say black.
Okay.
That sounds straight like some white folk shit to me, man.
All right. That was 64-year-old Clifton Williams. A white name if I've ever heard one.
Oh no, Clifton. No,
I guess no, that's true. Yeah, again,
Clifton?
I'm guilty of my own accusation of drawing racial divides. You're right. All right. So,
That's some white folk shit.
yeah, that is some white dude. You can shoot me over a Hot Pocket? Come on now.
I've known folk that got shot for less.
There's one white bitch.
Yeah, no, you shot over a Hot Pocket, man.
Oh,
All right.
I bet you as soon as that came out of his mouth, he fucking regretted it.
Oh, I'm sure he had to. If he had apologized for it today, is all that crap. I did forget this day in sports history. 50 years ago today, the Cleveland Indians, who were still the Indians at the time, hosted 10-cent beer night against the Texas Rangers.
Oh my goodness.
About 60,000 beers were consumed
Heck yeah.
by 25,134 fans.
Everybody left drunk.
7 people were sent to the hospital, and the game was stopped due to drunken rioting. The Rangers were declared the winners via forfeit 50 years ago today.
I wonder
10-cent beer night was a really good idea on paper.
how much money did they make?
I don't know.
I wonder
Well,
how much money they made.
They sold 60,000 beers.
Jeez.
So was it tap or was it canned?
$6,000?
Or it didn't matter.
I would imagine canned.
Yeah.
So they made $6,000. But 50 years ago, all right, $6,000 ain't nothing to scoff at. 50 years ago, it ain't that great though if you're a Major League Baseball team.
If they had 10-cent beer night now,
Oh, dude, forget it. Are you kidding me? They'd shut this place down. It would be a crime scene for years. Years.
Can you believe I only got drunk twice in college? In the 4 years I was there.
Student athletes, man. Freaking.
I gotta go practice.
Okay.
The first time I got drunk was my freshman year. We had just lost to South Alabama. Then the second time I got
That's a
drunk,
good
it was
reason
when
to get drunk.
it was when the Gin and Juice song came out by Snoop. So we were all like, man, let's drink some gin and juice. I'm like, and after that, I was like, fuck that. I ain't drink again for 3 more years. I got so fucked up on gin and juice.
Every now and then you'll have an episode that'll just swear you off to drinking for an extended period of time.